Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahia, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. For the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether they can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing the truth. To the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning. A few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Solano Camp coming at you another lesson. In truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, it's be edifying. Now I titled this lesson, Where is you Jake's Memorial? Because you got Jakes all over the four corners of the earth today. Okay, mainly Babylon the Great, celebrating Memorial Day, man, with their grills and their pork ribs, the pork chops, just doing their thing, man. But where is you Jake's Memorial? Because we are not known here in Babylon the Great or any other part of the country, man. Any other part, whether it's South, Central, North America, any place around the world, you are not known. So where is your memorial? You Jake still celebrating these pagan holidays when they have nothing to do with you, man. This day is a day for these devils to remember their fallen soldiers and all the losses that they took, man. From World War I to World War II to their civil wars. These days, these pagan customs is not for you, man. You Jakes don't realize what's going on. It's 2021, and Jake still want to celebrate and be a part of these devils' customs, man. Right. Come on, Jake don't get it, man. They just don't get it. So, Lord willing to be edifying, few precepts. Lord willing, don't be long. I just want to make a couple points. Because Jake still want to celebrate. Like we always say about July the 4th. In July the 4th in 1776, what was you Jake's at, man? It was when they set up these constitutions and these declarations of independence and all these, you was still in slavery, man. Same go for Memorial Day. Now Jake had families that went to go fight war in World War I and II. But what happened when they got back, when these Jakes got back from the army, man? They was hanging. They was hanging from trees, man, in army suits. Okay? Strange fruit hanging from trees, man. You can go look it up. When they got back, they wasn't welcome for fighting a war next to these Edomites, man. They was hanging from trees, man. So this is I'm gonna start with this. This is Mark chapter 7, verse 6. And it reads, He answered and said unto them, Well have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandments the commandment of God. Ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto me, full well, ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. These traditions come from who? Esau Edom, man. So Jake reject following the ways of Yahweh Shema Shah to the best of their ability to follow these customs, man. These traditions, which is not going to profit you in no kind of way, man. Now I say, as Isaiah spoke. So this is Isaiah 29. I'm going to start at 9. As a matter of fact, let's get this first. Let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 11, right? It reads, woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night till wine inflames them, right? These jakes, they get up early on Sunday morning to go to church, right? They go to these harlot houses. They say, woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night till wine inflame them. This ain't talking about, strong drink is not talking about liquor. And wine is not talking about red wine. It's talking about the philosophies, man, which was beat into us from the plantation. It say verse 12, and the harp and the viol, the tabret, the pipe, and wine are in their feasts. And this wine that's in their feast is talking about what? That grape juice that you drink when you're at the harlot house when they give you the little crackers, right? It say, but they regard not the work of the Lord Yahweh, neither consider the operation of his hands. Hosea 4 and 6 say, his people shall perish for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, thou hast rejected the law. So the Lord gonna reject, he gonna forget your kids. Let's read that. Jake is so thrilled with following the ways of these devils, man. And the Lord plainly said in Jeremiah 10, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. I mean, in Proverbs 3 and 31. And then Hosea 10, Jeremiah 10 and 1, he said, learn not the way of the heathen, period, man. This Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, and knowing that now the Lord hath opened up that all 12 tribes of Israel, men, can be priests. It ain't just to the Levites no more, man. All 12 tribes can be priests now, man. So it said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's why these children, these kids is dying left and right, man, of so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. So everything that you doing, glorifying the harlot house, glorifying these fake pastors, glorifying the philosophy, the religions of the world, the Lord is making that you're ashamed, man. Because Jesus Christos is not going to save you, man. They ain't delivering you from out of your troubles. God and Jesus is not delivering you from out of your troubles, man. Those are not God and Jesus. Who is that, man? The Most High Yahweh have a name. His only begotten Son has a name. And it's not God and Jesus. It's not Yahweh and Yahshua. Okay? It's not Jehovah and Jesus. So back in Isaiah 5 and 11, because when it said, woe to them that rise up early in the morning, it's these people that get up and go to church, right? They say that they may follow strong drink that continue until night. What's continue tonight? When you got a fourth Sunday, you go to church, you leave, go home, they change clothes, and they go back to church. And they be in there all night, man. A revival week. They be in there all night, man. It say, woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink. Also, this applies to these theological seminaries, man. These Jake pastors, they go to Esau to these theological seminaries, right? They get up early to go to get their license from who? The same devil that deceived us on the plantation with this, man. They go back to the same people that deceived us on the plantation, man, with the slave Bible, that they may follow strong drink that continue into night till wine inflames them. You are told, and when they say till wine inflame them, this is that First Timothy 4:1 when they say having their conscience seared with a hot iron. You can't change their thoughts, no matter what you tell them, no matter how you tell them. You show them the scriptures, they will not change, man. The harp and the viol, the tabret and the pipe and wine are in their feast. What is this? The instruments, the guitar, the piano, the tabret that they tap on they tap either on the hand or on the side. These things is all in the harlot house. It said, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider operation of the hands. Why? Because their country have been seared with a hot iron with plantation Christianity. Now, as they jamming, playing music and gospel and thinking that they talking in tongues with that hobo bobo show, all that madness, the Lord, that's not what the Lord talking about, man. This is Amos 5:3, 5:23. It reads, it's Amos 5:22. It's Amos 5:21. I hate, it said, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. And this is what Jake thinks today, man. Still, the Lord don't want it. The Lord ain't dealing with none of that, man. Our body's supposed to be a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel, doing lessons on the unicorn, which is the internet, man. Verse 23 say, "Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs." The Lord don't want to hear no gospel music, man. He don't care about gospel music, man. That's tradition of men. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. You see, it said, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. You supposed to get rebuked on these things, man. That's what the Lord say, but let judgment run down as waters. And we here to rebuke you sharply, but it's the Lord that have your mind seared with a hot iron, man. And they ain't gonna get it. But you still must be rebuked and know that you're going off. Whether you repent or not, the Lord say, we must get your blood off our hands, man, because you're going off. But that strong drink is what? The philosophers of the world. Now, this is Isaiah 29 and verse 9. It reads, to explain that when they say, woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, they may follow strong drink, right? And wine. They continue that night till wine inflame them. That's not talking about liquor and red wine, man. Not talking about Remy Martin and red wine. It's talking about philosophies. It's Isaiah 29 and 9. Stay yourselves in wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. What is it? What is the wine and the strong drink that making them that got them drunk and staggering? It's the philosophies, man. You want to keep the tradition of men. It reads, for the Lord Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers have he covered. All the vision of all, it say, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot for it sealed. Now this saying, this guy delivered a book. Hey, Pastor, I got a question. I was reading this last night, and I was wondering, could you explain to me what this means? You delivering this to a pastor that's learned. And he say, it say, and the vision of all is becoming to you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, was seen to be learned, a so-called pastor of these churches, right? Saying, read this, I pray thee, and he saith, I cannot for it sealed. And these devils love to say, oh, the main book that's sealed is Daniel, Revelation, even Genesis, right? And this is supposed to be to a learned pastor. But he's saying, I can't read it. It is sealed. What they always say, hey, we'll deal with that another time, right? We'll deal with that another time. This verse 12. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. So these wacky pastors, they don't have no understanding, man, why the Lord sealed them. But what he gave them is, Salaki, what he gave them is the understanding of the world. They can't break down to you what the scriptures really mean, man. And if you get a Bible, a study Bible with the precepts in it, you can learn more better by reading it that way, man. Then because in these churches, all these churches, they got Bibles. They just got these Gideon Bibles with no precepts in them. So you just supposed to look at it, read the Bible, read it as face value, and you'll be lost, man. But it's saying Acts chapter 8, a man got to guide you with understanding, and not any man, because we see these camps don't have no understanding, man. They just spewing out, you're Israelite, you got to follow laws to the best of your ability, some of them, and that's it. They ain't giving you the breakdowns on prophecy. As we see day-to-day events happening, which is prophecy, they're not breaking down to you what really is going on in the earth, man, which is a transition of power, man. They ain't doing that. So it's and the vision of ours is becoming to you as the words of a book that is sealed. So if you deliver to this guy that's supposed to be learned, allegedly he's seen learned, but he ain't. Then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna deliver to another guy that seems like he know a little something, and he don't know nothing. So what is left with? To follow tradition of men, right? Let's just follow the code. Listen to this. Oh, let me finish Isaiah. Let's finish this. Isaiah 29 and verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much this people draw near me with their lips, with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me. So this is a fake worshiping the Lord, man. You ain't really worshiping the Lord. You just following behind everybody else, man. Which I'm going to read in Colossians 2 and 8. This is not how you worship Yahweh Shema Shah, man. It's in sincerity and truth, diligence, man. Putting your everything into this. It say, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as his people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and the fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. You see? So this is not really them teaching our people the truth, man. As it said in Micah 3, they flay the skin, they flay their bones off them, they chop their bones into pieces, they flay their skin off them and chop their bones into pieces, man, for the pot, for the cauldron, man. These wacky pastors is really destroying our people, man, because all they're pushing is, hey, trust in the oppressor. Just trust in the oppressor. He gonna do right. Even though he gunning you down, right? All manner of wickedness they doing to us, but we supposed to trust the oppressor. And that's that same plantation tradition of men, man. That's destroying our people today. Now this is Colossians 2 and 8. And it reads, be well lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, and the philosophies are the religions of the earth, man, which who controls? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It say, be well lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceits. That's the tradition of men. After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world. Rudiments of the world are the tradition of men. That's what the Lord said in Zephaniah 1 and 12. He's going to punish the men that are settled on their lees. What's that mean? That means their conscience is sealed with a hot iron, and you can't change them, no matter what. And what the Lord said was that Ezekiel 3, he said, hey, you're going to drill it to them, but they ain't going to listen to you because they didn't listen to me, right? But you still got to wash their blood off your hands. Family members, you still got to hit it with the truth. You still got to wash their blood off your hands. If they don't listen to it, they just don't listen to it. But you still have to get their blood off your hands. You got to be clear to that. Cause that's something that's gonna bother. Like, man, I ain't get to talk to. I should have. No, we gotta, hey, make it known, man. Hey, if you tell them, hey, watch the video. I got a YouTube channel. Watch the videos. Don't just watch mine. Cause Yahweh Shah said a prophet is without, except in his own country. My family members might not listen to me, but they might listen to one of the other brothers that's in the truth, that's teaching the word. Your family member might not listen to you, but they might listen to me. So, hey, go watch the videos. Go check out the video. Go to GMS, whatever. GMS New York, GMS Tampa, GMS Miami, GMS Dallas. Hey, listen, watch the videos. If they don't put your mind in the spirit of, okay, this what I've been looking for, then the Lord don't got it for you, man. But we must get their blood off our hands, because if not, their blood gonna be on us. And they follow tradition of men, which is destroying them. It say again, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophers and vain deceit after the tradition of men. And that's all Jake care about, is following the same traditions. This is not the order of Yahweh Shema Shah. It's after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach. So Jake gonna do everything else besides what we supposed to do. And back to the memorial thing. They don't care about you. Their job was to destroy you so that you would not be known, so that the world would not know that you are the chosen people of the Lord. This is Lamentation chapter 4 and 8. It reads, their visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaved to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. So the point of this verse is we are not known. Why? Because it's not being taught. Now, these devils just said the other day, they're going to stop the teachers from teaching kids black history. They're going to further push white supremacy, man. This is how we are not known in the streets, man. Because if they really use real history, you Jakes cover everything in history, man. It's a list over 50 things that Jake created. It's a list of things, man. In the curses, right? And read it again. Lamentation 4 and 8. Their visage is blacker than the coal. Now, let's talk about your appearance. Visage means your appearance, right? Their visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Why? Because in Psalm 83, they spent everything they got to keep it not known that we are the children of Israel, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are Hebrew Israelites, man. They did everything to keep this from us. That's their job. As it say in Job, let's get this. This is Job 10 and 21. It say, before I go whence I shall not return, which is well in Babylon the Great, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So we are not known here in the land of darkness. Why? They spent everything they got, man, to keep it hid that you are the children of Israel in a land where there's no order. See, long as you keep following these wicked customs, these traditional men, you will not know who you are. They spent millions and billions to give you social media. That's why I tell you in Proverbs 15 and 22, they set up council, man. All they do is sit around and talk about how can we keep these Jakes sleep? How can we keep them not knowing who they are and what they should be doing, which is keeping the customs of their power? What can we do to keep this? Social media, right? They got TikTok, all these different avenues, man, to keep you sleep. World Star Hip Hop. It's a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order. There's no order here in North America, man. You can do whatever you want to do here, man. It doesn't matter. Long as you're doing it in their law, man. If you're doing it in the order of their law, it's okay. But you don't got to follow no laws of the land, man. That's Isaiah 24. They changed the covenant, broken the ordinance of the Lord, right? They changed the laws of the land, man. So you could just run around and do whatever you want to do. You want to do bestiality? Go ahead. You want to be part of the Transformers? Go ahead. They done legalized marijuana, trying to push it in all 50 states, so you can just be around here high and bugged out, not knowing what's going on, man. Which is what? The collapse of the revised Roman Empire. The dollar is deteriorating. The economic infrastructure is deteriorating. And they don't want you to know that, just like Rome. So they gave them what? Colosseums. They gave them different things to do, man, to keep their mind occupied of what's really going on. You Jakes is so bugged out. Everybody's smoking marijuana. Everybody is bugged out on social media and TikTok. You don't know what's going on. These are these traditional men. This guy, what's this guy name that built the White House? And he also made clocks. Benjamin Banneker, I think his name is, right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 30. It reads, Thou shalt betroth a wife. It says, Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. If you seen the movie, what's this movie? Birth of a Nation with Nat Turner, right? When he took the man's wife, which was Gabrielle Union, right? He took the one guy's wife on the plantation and he went cleaned her up because he had friends over, talking about the master Esau. Took his wife, took her in, cleaned her up, and the other guy, his company went into the woman, right? Then when she came back, the guy looked at Nate and said, What? Where is your God now, Nate? Right? He took his wife and laid with her. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. This is the curses. This is the curses, man. And this whether it be Esau Edom or one of your own brethren doing it to your wife, man. But it was talking about us being in slavery. These are the curses, man. So it's either or. Esau land with your wife on the plantation, or right now, man. It say, Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Benjamin Banneker was the blueprinter for the White House, right? He didn't stay not one night in there, man. All the plantation houses, I'm talking about the slave master house on the plantation. Them houses was built by Jake. Now, one Jake stayed in them houses, man. Even the house nigga didn't stay in the house, man. They had their own shack. The field nigga ain't staying there, and the house nigga ain't staying there, man. Okay? Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Jake did these things, but Esau was the reapers, man. That's why I said Amos, the day coming when the plowman shall overtake the reaper, man. We are not known in the streets. Why? Because they spent time and time to keep us sleep, but to give us tradition of men to keep you from following your real customs, man. They kept that from us, man. This is Hosea 1 and 10. It reads, Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where we said unto you, that was said unto them, Ye are not my people. And that's what they did. They spent time and millions and billions of dollars to keep it known that you are not the children of Israel. It say, It was said unto them, You are not my people. There, well, first and foremost, here in Babylon the Great, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Now, these devils did this. This is Psalms 83. So we see Jake running around here following the tradition of men until they be taken out of the way, man. That's why Isaiah said, Lord, how long? And he said, to the earth be without inhabitant, man. That's talking about Babylon the Great, man. Until North America, Babylon the Great be laid desolate, man. That's how long Jake gonna be around here, seeing they see not, and hearing they hear not. This is Psalm 83 and 3. Psalm 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies make ye tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And I used to bring this up, he brought up in a minute. If you ever watched the movie Roots, the real movie, and they was beating Kunta and telling him his name is Toby. But he said, no, my name Kunta Kinte, right? My name Kunta Kinte. No, your name Toby. But you had this other Jake that said, hey man, a Jake that's conforming, because that's the problem with, that's what these devils hate, that the hopeful elect of Israel is not going to conform to none of this, man. We ain't going. We were not going to conform. So, I mean, Salaki, comply. We ain't gonna comply to none of these things, man. So you had this Jake that came up to Kunta and said, listen, if you don't do this, they're gonna kill you. Hey, we ready to die for the name of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. But they show you in that movie, and that's what this scripture talking about. They show you in the movie, they beat it out of Kunta. He said, okay, my name Toby. No, man. No. You're not going to take it away. The Lord said affliction should not rise up a second time, man. Affliction shall not rise up a second time, man. Okay? These devils is tried to beat this out of us, man. But it's not them. It was the Lord that took it away, right? Jeremiah 17 and 4, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, that they should not come except it come a falling away first. The Lord took it from us. It wasn't these devils. It was the Lord. So they think they getting credit for what the Lord doing. It's not the Lord. I mean, it's not these devils, man. It was the Lord that took it from us. But now he's giving it back, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's nothing they can do about it, man. So it say, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. Now they had old Uncle, not Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was a good guy. The Apostle Rumlock went into this so a while ago. It was the Sambo nigga. Hey man, you better, hey, they're gonna kill you. Just tell them your name Toby. No, my name Kunta Kinte, nigga. We are not going to comply to these devils, man. It say, they have said, come let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's why we are not known here, because the Lord took it from us, man. It wasn't these devils. The Lord put the spirit on them to do this, man. But our name is not known in the streets. We are not known. If we was known, everything will be different. But this is not our kingdom. We don't supposed to be known here. Because this is the only place, as prophecies say, that we will not be known as the Hebrew Israelites, man. Every other slave, every other captivity we ever had, we knew that we were the Hebrew Israelites. The scriptures plainly tell you that. That's why it's crazy to see that these people like Vocab Malone and everybody else that don't understand why we are not known as the Hebrew Israelites here, man. They don't get it. Because the scriptures plainly tell you that we knew we were Hebrew Israelites in every other captivity except North America, Babylon the Great, man. It say, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And that's how beautiful this is. Because it said what? They are confederate against the nation of Israel. You so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Now check this out. This is how beautiful this is. The Lord had them to come against us, all the nations, all 17 heathen nations, right? Now when you read Obadiah 1 and 7, it says this. All the men, this time about Esau, Edom, right? And everybody that's joined to them through the UN, right? It said, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So the same ones in Psalm 83 that joined to this devil to take down the Israelites, the Lord is going to use them to separate from this devil and destroy them for putting us in captivity. Right? Because we are the apple of the Lord's eye, man. You see how cold the Lord is? That's why I love to bring out when Isaac blessed Esau, right? When he said, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and thou shalt rule, and thou shalt live by the sword. He didn't tell Esau he was going to die by the sword. He just told him he was going to live by that sword. He never told him he was going to die by that same sword. You see, that was Isaac supplanting his son, man. Just like Jacob supplanted Isaac, which was the Lord's spirit doing that. Isaac supplanted Esau by telling you you're going to live by the sword. You're going to have the dominion of the earth, but he never told him he was going to die by the same sword. So the same nations that came together to take us down, we saw Edom, is the same nation that's going to turn against them, man. For our sakes. First and foremost, for Yahweh Shema Shah's sake, but for our sake, man. He's going to make these nations turn against this devil, man. It's a Psalm 83 and 5, for they had consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, which is the chief house of Edom, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Okay? These things is finna play out, man, all over again. But we are not known because these devils came together, which was the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. When you read Jeremiah 25, all these nations got to take an L, man. But before they do, they're going to destroy Babylon the Great. For what? For not having you known in the streets, man. So when you read scriptures like Jeremiah 50 and 33, when they say Israel and Judah were oppressed together, right? Let's read that. It's Jeremiah 50 and 33, and it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. When you read this, what do these niggas think about, man? When you see this in scripture, talk about the northern kingdom is not Israelites, or it's just the northern kingdom that's Israelites and Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Israelites. What are you talking about? We all got the same, we all had the same fate, man. We all had the same judgment that's in different ways, man. The southern and the northern kingdom were oppressed together. All that took them captives, held them fast. They refused to let them go. They took away, they told that they took over Levi, the so-called Haitians, and then now they speak Creole, right? Same thing happened to the Benjamites, man. Same thing happened to Judah. Now we went from being colors to blacks, Negroes to African Americans, man. The so-called Puerto Ricans, Puerto Ricans. What? So you tell me their name is literally a port of riches? A port of riches. A rich port. Come on, man. These are us having no names in the streets. We are not known, man. The Lord said in the curses, we shall be called proverbs and bywords. And an astonishment, right? When Jay get gunned down, what is it? It's astonishment. Oh, wow. Another one get gunned down. The Lord said, this is part of the curses, man. We are not known in these streets, man. But now, the Lord said, but now, there it shall be said unto you, you are the sons of the living power. You are Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Now it's being known who we are, man. And the reason this happened, because our wounds and bruises and putrefying sores are incurable. Okay? This Jeremiah 30 and 12. It reads, for thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. The Lord is the one that made us not known. Verse 13, there is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing ointment. So 2/3 of Israel is destroyed, man. They ain't gonna get it. If the 2/3 of Israel don't understand, how the hell the heathens gonna understand this, man? They can't. It's the Lord that's healing up the tabernacle of David. It's the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, that's closing up these breaches. While Jake still want to stay out here and barbecue and party and play games, they're gonna die like that. Like I said in Hosea 4 and 6, your glory shall be turned into shame, man. You want to glorify Memorial Day and July the 4th. You want to glorify these St. Patrick's and what's his other one? That these Northern Kingdom Cinco de Mayo and all these days, you're gonna die grievously for that, man. That's gonna be your shame. You want to glorify, celebrate your birthday or your little kid's birthday or whatever it is, you're gonna die grievous deaths for it, man. The world know that the Messiah was not born on the 25th of December, but you still want to worship that, man. You still want to celebrate these pagan holidays. You're gonna die. You're gonna die grievously by these same glories that you seem that look to you as glory, but it's shame, man. Lord say there is no healing medicines for 2/3 of Israel. He's only calling back the hopeful elect. This is oh, let's get this. Isaiah 28 and 7. And it reads, but they also have erred through wine and through strong drink, which is what? Philosophies, the tradition of men, they say are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink, which is philosophies, and their job is to drill to you the same tradition of men that was drilled into them, man, from the plantation to the theological seminaries, man, to the harlot houses, the same traditions, man. It say they are swallowed up of wine, meaning they are consumed. This is 1 Timothy 4. Their conscience is seared with a hot iron, man. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. Because what they teach, their judgment is God love everybody, right? Jesus Christos love everybody. Come as you are. Come as you are. It don't matter if you part of the Transformers, are you a murderer, or you adulterer. Come as you are. You do drugs, come as you are. Hey, just put something in the plate. The Lord still love you. That's their judgment. It say they err in vision, they stumble in judgment, for all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Now it's already bad. In Isaiah 64, the Lord say, all our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. Right? It's already bad enough. You still want to fall away to these devils, man? The Lord say, there is no place clean. You can never be cleansed from this, man. We already dealing with filthy rags as it is, man. But that's why King David said this. Because the Lord say he's going to raise us up, right? It's him that raised up out of the dunghill, right? This is Psalms 69 and 22. It reads, let their tables become a snare before them, and that which have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. So the truth is supposed to be your welfare, but since you don't want to cleave to the truth, then going back into turning your glory into shame. You want to barbecue? Jake want to barbecue every time some pagan holiday come about. Jake want to barbecue. Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. Jake got the grill ready to go, man. And it's crazy. The same way how Jake got the grill ready to go. It's all cleaned up, the meat all seasoned and marinated. That's the same way how Jake was committing adultery and wicked acts in the ancient time and having their animals already ready to be sacrificed when they got back, man. Like, okay, yo, I'm gonna sacrifice this goat and this ox. I got these 2 turtle doves. I'm gonna have them ready. So when I get back from committing adultery, they already ready to go. That's Jake right now, man. Doing the same thing in wickedness, man. Jake got the grill ready to go, man. Meat's ready to go, seasoned up, ready, man. Jake got the suit, Jake got the outfit ready to go to hit the club on the weekend. It's no different, man. We just in the modern time, Jake just doing things that look different, but it's the same wicked acts, man. It's the same wicked acts, man. Shalom. And shalom, everybody. Come at boy. Y'all about Shema Shop Rock Thumb. The water for tuning in to the Akumen Agua. The water. So it say Isaiah 69 in verse 22. Let their tail become a snare before them, and that which have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened. Let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thy indignation upon them. Talking about 2/3 of Israel. Pour out thy indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents. You see? And let none dwell in their tents, man. And that's 2/3 is hey, your glory, what you glorifying today, which is witchcraft, idolatry, it's wickedness, man. The Lord is going to turn it to your shame, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and 7. It reads, going back to the harlot houses. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me. And these people is not teaching their kids about Yahweh Shema Shah, man. And that's why they're losing their life, man. Because the parents, it starts with the parents. They say that your parents is the first what is it? What's the word? Salakia. The parents is the first person that the kids look up to, right? The role models. I forgot the other word to use. The role models, right? The parents is to the kids. So it say, how shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me. Because the scriptures say, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he get old, he would not depart from it. What's that verse in Ezekiel? Ezekiel 16. So it say, as the mother, so is the daughter. That's true, man. As the father, so is the son, man. It's the same difference. It say, thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. When you go to a church on the fourth Sunday, hey, now every Sunday, fourth Sunday is the main one. They got the benches lined up, right? Probably got like what, maybe 8, 10 benches on both sides, depending on how big the church is, right? If it's a medium small church, if it's some church like TD Jakes, then it because I think his church can hold over 50, between 50 and 80,000 people, right? Creflo Dollar, right? When you go into a church door, you see those benches lined up, and they full on the fourth Sunday. What do it look like? It looked like troops ready to go to war, man. Right? And this how it was in the wilderness, in the gardens, man. Jake in the gardens worshiping these different deities, man. Same way now in the harlot houses. When you open up the door on Sunday, the church is full of people. What it look like? They look like troops ready to go to war, man. It say Jeremiah 5 and 7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them there are no gods. Jesus Christos is not a god. He was a man that lived on the earth just like me and you. Okay? It say, when I had fed them to the full, then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. What adultery is this? They spiritual adultery, man. Worshiping other gods, man. Like troops in the harlot houses. Jake quick to run to the plantation, man. Quick to run to the harlot house, man. To the plantation Christianity to worship a no God, man. This is our Deuteronomy 32 and 17. It reads, they sacrifice unto devils, not to God, to gods who they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. We ain't know nothing about no Jesus Christos in the wilderness, man. We came out of Egypt, man. We didn't know nothing about no Jesus Christos. But we knew about Yahweh Shema Shah because Yahweh Shah was the angel that followed us in the wilderness, man. Because the scripture tell you in Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing. Right? So who was that? Paul wrote about it, man. That was Yahweh Shah. That was that death angel, man. That was Yahweh Shah, man. So we knew about Yahweh Shema Shah. It said they sacrificed unto devils, not to gods who they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. You see? Hey, so Jake out here run around celebrating these pagan customs, man. They're gonna lose their life, man. You're gonna lose your life for it. Let me get these precepts. Let me get a couple of your brother precepts. And the water for tuning in. The water. Let's see. This is Yahweh to Israel put up Exodus 3 and 15. And God said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord Yahweh power of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. This is the real memorial, man, that we worship Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and not the tradition of men. The water. Come on, a beautiful precept, brother. This is Adam not Jeremiah 8 and 19. Behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people. It say, behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people, because of them that dwell in a far country. Is not the Lord in Zion? Is not her king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their graven images and with strange vanities? And the strange vanities is these pagan holidays, man. Oh, let's get this. When you go to Jeremiah 44, it talks about the Queen of Heaven, right? And it talks about how the women worship the Queen of Heaven without their men. When you read Jeremiah, it's a beautiful chapter. Go read it. Jeremiah 44. Talk about the Queen of Heaven, which is Semiramis, which was Nimrod's mother, which was his wife, because he was sleeping with his mother. Okay. Now, what she said was that when Nimrod died, he was reincarnated. So she was pregnant. So the son that she had was named Tammuz, right? She said that that was Nimrod in the reincarnation because they knew reincarnation was real. Now, this is Ezekiel chapter 8. Now, during the time when Nimrod was put to death, however, whenever time this was, right, she wanted to maintain rulership as queen of Babylon, okay? What she started was Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Christmas trees also came from Semiramis, man. Okay, she was this came from her. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, worshiping women. This came from Semiramis, the Queen of Heaven worship. Now they had a son. Now, as I said, as Nimrod died, an evergreen tree, which is a fir tree in the Bible, which is what we call today a Christmas tree, grew where his blood was shedded at. And she had people from around the world come and bring gifts to put up under the tree, right? So, and it was also said, while she had the evergreen tree that was set up, allegedly, that Tammuz, the son, which was Nimrod in reincarnation, was born on the 25th of December. All this comes from Semiramis, Queen of Heaven worship. Now, she had a son named Tammuz, which she said was Nimrod reincarnated. This is Ezekiel chapter 8 and 13. This is what the Lord telling Ezekiel. And he said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gates of the gate of the Lord's house, which was towards the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Okay? It said there sat women weeping for Tammuz. It's talking about Christmas. You women love to celebrate Christmas. Men too. Love to celebrate Christmas, man. It's a pagan custom. Okay? As the brother put up right here, Jeremiah 8 and 19, behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people, because of them that dwell in a far country. Is it not the Lord? Is not the Lord Yahweh in Zion? Is not her king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with the graven images and with strange vanities, man? This is tradition of men, pagan customs. We are not to follow these things, man. And if Jake still following in 2021 these pagan customs, then this is the Lord blinding you until you meet your demise, man. And we pray constantly, continually, that this does not fall upon us, man. The Lord have opened our eyes and gave us the eyesight, man. And you are to diligently pray to Yahweh Shema Shah, man, to increase your wisdom and understanding, to strengthen you to endure to the end, man, and to keep you protected, covered, man, from all the wiles of the devil, man. But he's given us liberty. He's given us permission, mercy, compassion to put on the whole armor, man. Because it's finna get ugly out here. We don't know when, we don't know how, but we know, as prophecies say, it's gonna get ugly out here, man. And if you don't have on the whole armor, man, you can't have on the bodysuit, the body armor, and you don't got the helmet on. As it says in Ephesians 6, you can't have on the helmet and the armor, and you don't got no sword, man. Okay? Which is the sword, spiritual sword, is these scriptures, man. And guess where you gotta have them at? It's gonna come upon a time, ain't gonna be no Bibles. Ain't gonna be us reading from the phone because we got the Bible out. It gotta be here, man. Gotta be here. This is Jeremiah 2 and 13 from Adam 9 said, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them my cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Now I tell you, and if you don't follow your own cistern, you're going to be destroyed with the cisterns of the world. Let's get that. That's Proverbs. This is Proverbs 5 and 15. Beautiful precept. It reads, drink waters. What waters? Meaning this truth. Okay. Drink waters out of thy own cistern, and running waters out of thy own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thy own, and not strangers with thee. So, Jeremiah 2 and 13, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them my cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Because that's not the truth, man. The Lord say, drink thy water out of thy own cisterns, man. Let them only be thy own. The Lord gave us in Deuteronomy 4 this wisdom and knowledge in the sight of other nations. It's ours. Why is Jake still in 2021 cleaving to the philosophies of the worlds, man? Of the world. Which is what? Babylon the Great is the harlot of harlots, man. Every philosophy on the planet Earth is right here, man. And it's not for you. It's for these heathens. This is our education. As King David said, this truth shall be your welfare, man. And if you don't want to accept it, it's going to become a snare against you, man, and a trap, man, because you refuse to receive it. Still in 2021, Jake still refused, man. This is Deuteronomy 31:17. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us because our power is not among us? Yes, man. This is why. Because we had no covering. As Dr. Fauci said, man, he said we are vulnerable. He said African Americans, Latinos are vulnerable. And we was, because vulnerable mean we have no defense, we have no protection, we are unfortified, right? We have no defense, man. We are not protected. We open for the taking, man. But now, through the mercy and compassion of Yahweh Shema Shai, we have a defense, man. It was always there. The Lord had to wake us back up to it, man. That's why I say in Psalm 34:7, them that fear the Lord, the angel encamp around them that fear Yahweh Shema Shai, man. We have a defense, man. 2/3 don't, man. And you're gonna see. You're gonna see all that trust in Jesus Christos. You're gonna see you have been played, man. You've been played on, man. Yeah, let's read this. Might as well read it. Occupy till I come. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Jake want to cover himself with the coverings of the heathen, man. That ain't no protection. That's not the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You open for the taking. And these devils the one that's going to take you. What it's saying is in Ezekiel 35, they was given us, let's read that real quick. They was given us to consume. So if you want to cover with the spirit of these nations, these heathen nations, you don't have a cover, man. You butt naked. It's tell you what is that Haggai 2, he said he give it the bottle that his neighbor may drink, that he may look at their nakedness. This is what this devil do, man. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there, right? You see? So they doing this, man, because they can. They can, because we were given to their hand. But it said in Ezekiel 39, it's going to be known that day that it was the Lord that put us in captivity, not the heathens. It said the heathens shall know in that day, right? Let's read it. Ezekiel 39 and 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword. And we know that now. That it was the Lord that did this to us. That's why Micah said in Micah 7:9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him. You see, until he plead my cause and bring me forth to the light. Okay? It's Yahweh Shema Shai. It's not these devils, man. So for you to say, I'm going to take the covering, I'm going to trust in this. Man, you're a fool, man. You're a fool. Back in Isaiah 30:2, it reads, that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth. You ain't asked the Lord, is it okay to trust in these people? You ain't crying and praying to you, how about Shema Shai, like, is this the right thing to do, Lord? Man, listen, man. We have spiritual fathers to give us the understanding of what we should be doing from the Father, man. We have spiritual fathers that were set up to tell us where we should be going, man, and what we should be doing. And they told us, man, feed the sheep, feed the lambs, man, feed the flock of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, and trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. They say that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the trust of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Yeah, man. This is our Adonai, Jeremiah 30:14, which I read 12 and 13. It said, thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. They don't care about us, man. These 17 heathen nations do not care about you, man. You just sheep led to the slaughter, man. Open for the taking, because we have no defense. Allegedly, what they say. It say, they seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. It say with the chastisement of a cruel one for the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased, man. When are you just gonna wake up and realize, man, these devils don't care about you, man? As they did in Tuskegee experiment, we are just guinea pigs, man. We are just guinea pigs used for slaughtering, man. They experiment on you jakes every day, man. They know you like gangster music, music that promotes killing and adultery and drug using. They know you like these things, man. They've been experimenting on us for the longest, man. And you still don't realize? They know you love following traditional men because after 1865, Jake wanted to cleave to something to feel important. So they let you, they gave, oh, you can become a Mason. You want to become a Mason? You could do that. Okay, you could do that. That's cool. Jake just want to follow something, man. Jake just want to feel important. But this is the truth. This truth is your importance, man. This is what makes us a man. This is our heritage. This is our inheritance. These are our customs. This is our book, man. And if you don't tap back into your source, the power grid, which is Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, you're going to die a grievous death, man. There's only one way out of here, and it's through the straight gate. John 10:1. There's no other way up, man. All we got to do is tap back into the source. Like the brother in the camp always say, the head brother in the camp, we don't have an economic problem, man. It's not economics, man. It's sovereignty, man. We have a sovereignty problem, man. We got to tap back into the source. We got to tap back into our power grid, man, which is the whole power grid over the entire planet, man. Because guess what? When the lights go out, when the shockwave hit, and there is no lights on the four corners of the earth, there's only one power grid that's going to give you light. That's Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, man. So you better tap back into it now. This is Abnam Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Come on, man. That's why we here, man. This is our Adam 2 Peter 2:15. It say, which have forsaken thy right, which have forsaken the right way, and it say, and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bezor, who's loved the wages of unrighteousness. That's everything under the sun that come with unrighteousness, man. That's beautiful, beautiful, man. Hey, so the water for the precepts, the water. If I get all these precepts, I'll be here for a while. Hey, Lord, when it's edifying, gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. In a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing it's true, who are the full men of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwat who are listening and learning, and few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord, what is edifying? So next time I say shalom, wa abba. Hey, the wa for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Until next time, shalom. Hey, the water for the precepts, man. The water.